In this lecture, we are going to learn what is CanActivateChild route guard, when do we use it, and how we can implement it. The Angular's CanActivateChild route guard runs before we navigate to a child route. And the CanActivateChild route guard, it is very similar to CanActivate route guard. So we use both CanActivate route guard and CanActivateChild route guard to protect a route. Then what is the difference between CanActivate route guard and CanActivateChild route guard? Let's try to understand that. So here I'm in the routing module file, and currently we are using this CanActivate route guard on this checkout route, which is a child route for this courses route. So this CanActivate route guard, it is only going to protect this route. But let's say we want to protect all the child routes of this courses route. For that, what we can do is we can use this CanActivate on this courses route. So here I'll specify the CanActivate property, and to that I'll assign this CanActivate. Now what it will do is, first of all, it will protect this courses route, and it will also protect all these child routes. So this is the behavior when we use this CanActivate on a parent route. It protects the parent route as well as it also protects all its child routes. But let's say that is not our requirement. What we want is, we want this courses to be accessed by all the users. But all the child routes for this courses route, for example, all these three routes, it should not be accessed by all the users. It should only be accessed by authorized users. For that, again, the solution is very simple. We will remove this CanActivate route guard from the parent route because we want parent route to be accessed by all the users. And we will add this CanActivate route guard on each of the child routes like this. So now only the child routes are protected, but the parent route is not protected. The parent route, in our example, this courses route can be accessed by all the users, but all these three child routes, so this route, this popular, and this checkout route, it can only be accessed by the authorized user. So if I go to the application, there you will notice that since the user is not logged in, he is able to access the courses page because it is not protected by CanActivate route guard. But if I try to access this details page, I'll be redirected to login page because this details page here, this details route, basically this route here, it is a protected route because we are using this CanActivate route guard on that route. So it is protected. So since we are not logged in, we will not be able to access this route. In the same way, if I go back to the courses page and if I try to access the checkout page by clicking on this buy now button, again, I'll be redirected to the login page because here, this checkout, it is also protected by CanActivate route guard. Now, let's say here we have only three child routes. But let's say in a real world project, we have, let's say 15 or 20 child routes for a given parent route. In that case, if we want to protect all the child routes, we will have to use this CanActivate route guard on all those child routes. Now, instead of doing that, what we can do is on the parent route itself, we can use the CanActateChild route guard. Currently, we are using this CanActivate route guard on each of the child routes. But instead of doing that, we can use CanActateChild route guard on the parent route. For that, what we can do is, first of all, I'll remove this CanActivate route guard from each of these child routes. And here on the parent route, I'll go ahead and I will specify CanActateChild property. Okay, so each route object also has this CanActateChild property, and to that also we need to assign an array. And inside this array, we need to specify a service or a function. So till Angular 14, what we used to do is we used to create a service. That service should implement from CanActateChild interface. It should implement CanActateChild method, and that service can be assigned here. But from Angular 15 and onwards, that approach has changed. So in this lecture, I'm going to show you both the approaches. Let's first see the approach which we have been using in Angular 14 and older versions. And then we will see the latest approach which we can use in Angular 15 and higher versions. So again, I will go back to this auth guard service. Now, if you want, you can also create a new service. and you can make that service implement from CanActivateChild interface. But here I'm going to make this same service implement from CanActivateChild interface. Okay, so here we have this CanActivateChild interface. In order to use it, we need to import it from Angular/router. Let's do that. And since we are inheriting from this CanActivateChild interface, this interface provides a method called CanActivateChild. And we need to implement that method inside this authGuard service. So here, after this CanActivate method, let's go ahead and let's create a method, and the method name is CanActivateChild. Okay, and the signature of this CanActivateChild method is same as the signature of CanActivate method. It also takes two parameters, the route parameter, which is of type activated route snapshot, and the state parameter, which is of type router state snapshot. Here we are calling it child route, but you can name it anything. But the type here is activated route snapshot. In the same way, here the second parameter we are calling it as state, and the type for that parameter is router state snapshot. Now, just like we need to return a Boolean value from this CanActivate route guard, in the same way from this CanActivateChild route guard, we need to return a Boolean value. Now, what do we want to return from here? Basically, what we want is, if the user is logged in that case, we want to return true from this CanActivateChild method. But if the user is not logged in that case, we want to return false from this CanActivateChild method. And same logic we are also writing inside this CanActivate method. So if we want, we can copy this logic and we can paste it here. Or what we can also do is, from within this CanActivateChild method, we can call this CanActivate method. So I'm going to go with that approach because here I don't want to violate dry principle by writing the same logic inside this CanActivateChild method. So here what I will do is I'll say this dot CanActivate. So I'm going to call this CanActivate method. Now when we are calling this CanActivate method, we need to provide the value for this route parameter and this state parameter. Now what is the type of this route parameter? It is activated route snapshot. And we are going to receive the same type of parameter for this CanActivateChild method inside this child route. So for this route parameter, I'm going to pass this child route. And for this state parameter, I'm going to pass this state parameter of this CanActivateChild method. Now, this function here, it is going to return a Boolean value. It will either return true or it will return false. And same Boolean value we want to return from this CanActivateChild method. So before this statement, I'll simply use return keyword. So whatever Boolean value this method will return, we want to return the same Boolean value from within this CanActivateChild method. Now all we have to do is we have to assign this authGuard service to this CanActivateChild property, because now this authGuard service, it is also implementing this CanActivateChild interface. So when we will assign this authGuard service here to this CanActivateChild property, it will know that it has to call this CanActivateChild method. So let's go ahead and let's do that. We are already importing this authGuard service here at this line. So I'm going to copy the service class name and I'll assign it here. Okay, let's save the changes. Let's go to the web page. And now what should happen is this courses page should be accessible because this is the parent route. But all the child routes of this courses should not be accessible. So since we are not logged in, if I click on this details button, you see it is redirecting us to the login page. If I go back again, and if I click on this buy now button, this is also the child route. So if I click on this button, again, it will redirect us to the login page. But if I log in here, so I'll use this user ID and password to log in. As you can see, I'm logged in as John Smith. It will redirect us to the courses page. And now if I try to access this details page, I'm able to access it. And if I try to access this checkout page, I'm able to access it. In the same way, when I'm logged in, I should also be able to access this popular route. All right. So here you will notice that when we have used this CanActivateChild route guard, it is protecting only the child routes. It is not protecting the parent route. But when we use CanActivate route guard, it protects the parent route as well as it also protects the child routes. All right, so till Angular 14, how do we use to implement CanActivate child route guard? We create a service. That service should implement from CanActivate child interface. And that service should also provide an implementation for CanActivateChild method, which should return a Boolean value based on whether we want to allow the user to access the route or not. Now let's see how we can implement the CanActivateChild route guard in Angular 15 and higher versions. So here when I have searched for CanActivate, you will also see CanActivateChild function and CanActivateChild route. So as you can see, this CanActivateChild, it is deprecated in Angular 15 and higher versions. So instead of CanActivateChild, we can use CanActivateChild function. Let's see how we can use that. So let me go back to VS Code. Let's go to routing module. And here to this CanActivateChild, we are assigning a service class. But now instead of assigning a service class, here we can assign a function. A function like this. And from within this function, we need to return a Boolean value, true or false. Okay. Now here what I want is, instead of returning a hard-coded Boolean value true or false, I want to return a Boolean value based on if the user is logged in or not. And that logic is going to contain more than one line of code. So instead of assigning this function like this, what I will do is I'll create a function and I'm going to create that function inside this authguard.ts file. There we already have a function called CanActivate. There I'll also create another function and I'll export it. So I'm going to use this export keyword. I'm going to create a variable using this const keyword and I'll call this variable CanActivateChild. Again, you can name this function anything. It's not mandatory that you name it CanActivateChild. You can name it anything. And to this, I'm going to assign a function. And inside this function, we are going to write the logic to return a Boolean value true if the user is logged in. Otherwise, it should return a Boolean value false if the user is not logged in. Now, to do that, again, I can copy this same code because this code is doing the same thing. So I can copy this code and I can paste it here. Or what I can also do is I can simply call this CanActivate function from within this CanActivateChild function. And that's what I'm going to do here. So I'll simply call CanActivate function from here. And this CanActivate function, it is going to return us a Boolean value. I'm going to return the same Boolean value from within this CanActivateChild function. Now we need to import this CanActivateChild function in routing module. So at this line where we are importing this CanActivate function, there let's also go ahead and let's import CanActivateChild function. And let's go ahead and let's assign this CanActivateChild function to this CanActivateChild property here. Okay, and this should also protect all our child routes. Let's see that. Let's save the changes. And when I'm saving the changes, our Angular application will be reloaded. So you see the application has been reloaded. And since the application is reloaded, no user is logged in now. So if I try to access this details page, I have been redirected to login page. If I try to access the checkout page, again, I have been redirected to login page. But if I go ahead and if I log in, so now John Smith is logged in. Now if he tries to access this details page, he has been redirected to the course details page. And if he tries to check out a course by clicking on the buy now button, in that case also, he should be redirected to checkout page. So now these two child routes are accessible when the user is logged in. But when the user is not logged in, the child routes are not accessible. So this is how we implement CanActivateChild route guard in Angular 15 and higher versions. We simply create a function and we assign that function to this CanActivateChild property. Now remember that when we use CanActivateChild route guard, it only protects the child routes. It does not protect the parent route. If you want to protect both parent route and all its child routes, then instead of using CanActivateChild, you should be using CanActivate route guard.